Good evening, everyone, and really a very, very warm welcome to you all. It's really wonderful to see such a fantastic turnout, which I think is testament to the hugely important subject and without doubt to the well-known calibre of our speaker this evening, Professor Anthony Warrens.
No pressure then.
No pressure. I know even before we begin that this evening is very possibly going to be life-changing for a number of people. Because if even only one person out of all of us should become a donor as a result of tonight, then that could potentially change the lives of up to 8 desperate people, all waiting and praying for the miracle of organ donation to happen to them. You all know my story. Yoni's death is a tragic loss that I live with every day. But the fact that in his death, Yoni saved the lives of 4 people whose chances of living were quickly fading, I can't say it makes the loss any easier, but it is definitely a wonderful thing to know. He's given life to these people. He's left something hugely important in this world. Not only his deeds, our memory of him and his legacy, which we build on every day in the Yoni Jesner Foundation, but the actual gift of life. Imagine being able to do that, and we all potentially can. If we hadn't donated Yoni's organs, I would never have made that journey a year later to meet Yasmin, the little Palestinian girl who received his kidney. And I will never forget how, as her mother came forward to embrace me, I felt our 2 hearts merge, her gain and my loss, becoming one thing, forever bound by the accident of the perfect match. And if we hadn't donated Yoni's organs, I would never have been invited to attend an organ donation event in Canada, where I met a 20-year-old girl who just weeks before had finally received a double lung transplant at literally the last minute. What joy for her and her family. But as we left the hotel in Toronto to attend the event, we left behind a lady attached to breathing apparatus who was so desperate to receive a lung that she had actually moved from her home hundreds of miles away to come and live in that hotel, to be on hand just in case the chance might come her way for life. And if we hadn't donated Yoni's organs, I would never have attended the most moving event of my life here in Glasgow, at Glasgow University's Bute Hall, organised by the National Health Service transplantation team. 700 people were invited to a service of thanksgiving to donor families. Half of that number were recipients and families, half donor families. 5 people, of whom I was one, were invited to share their story, either of their terrible loss and how they came to their decision to donate their loved ones' organs, or their joy as their prayers were answered. 2 sides of the same coin, grief and joy, loss and gain. And we all, each and every one of us, have the potential to flip that coin in some unknown person's favour. Somebody we will never meet, but we have the choice, the chance, perhaps, to bring life and joy instead of darkness and pain to that person. To me, that's the ultimate chesed shel emet, doing this incredible mitzvah for which we can never be thanked. We're so grateful to have you here with us, Professor Anthony Warrens, to shed light on the question of Jewish organ donation and to help us understand why and how it is possible when so many of us have believed for so long that it's against Jewish law. Anthony is Dean for Education at Bart's Medical School. He's also director of one of the medical school's 6 institutes. He's Professor of Renal and Transplantation Medicine and a consultant in the Associated Hospitals. He trained in Glasgow, Oxford, London, Harvard, and has a long-standing research interest in mechanisms of organ rejection and attitudes to organ donation. He served as president of the British Transplantation Society until 2015 and sits or has sat on a number of other professional and academic bodies. He is currently in the process of establishing a branch of the medical school of Bart's in Malta. He's currently chair of the London School of Jewish Studies and co-chair of Emmanuel College. He's married to Ruth and has 2 children, Hilary and Richard. I give you Professor Lawrence.
Marsha, thank you very much indeed.